Oh, our problems are solved with Iran because headlines splashed across the world today hailing the nuclear deal with Iran as an agreement on framework for a final agreement. They called it an agreement for framework on a final agreement. That is a deal? They're talking about this as a deal with Iran? Of course, President Obama claimed victory for basically nothing getting accomplished. As Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netayahu said, this deal for the most part is garbage. Isn't it interesting how Israel had no representation in these talks, nuclear talks with Iran, even though they would be the country that's most affected by a nuclear Iran? And of course, the ever braggadocious Barack Obama said today in a White House Garden statement, quote, "I am convinced that if this framework leads to a final deal, it would make our country and the world safer." If this framework leads to a final deal, if? I'm sorry, what am I missing here? If you say if, there is no deal. There's just a deal to keep talking while Iran continues to work on a nuclear bomb. I'm afraid I don't understand how this makes our world safer, President Obama. I heard something on the radio the other day that was either said by Mark Levin or Rush Limbaugh, I can't remember who, but they said, in talks like these, no matter what the outcome, everybody claims victory. So we can essentially have nothing happen here. It can be an incredibly bad deal for the world, a good deal for Iran, and everybody stands up and shakes hands and sips champagne. And in real Israel news, the Jews are now more at risk, and the United States just caved in to Iran, just like Obama has been caving into the world ever since the man became president 6 years ago. Essentially, Iran wins. They get to develop a nuclear bomb because all we have at the present time is a, quote, an agreement on a framework for a final agreement. Hello, world. Do you realize we've just been scammed? Do you realize what an absolute joke this nuclear deal with Iran is? It is no nuclear deal at all.